This book number 7 looks at finishing well and endings. Endings are something that really we should give as much time to as we do to beginnings. But often endings happen in a flurry. They happen quickly. They happen without planning. And if you look at the most recent research, you will see that finishing well and good endings has to do with relationship. Endings for students and practice teachers and tutors are all concerned around the end of placement. But really and truly, if you look at where endings begin, they begin as the student ends their academic piece and moves into placement. And how do students cope with that? And how often are they asked, how did you make that transition? What was that transition like for you? Within this book, you'll see some podcasts by experts like Helen Cleek, who has written some seminal texts around social work placement. And also, what is interesting, a podcast from a service user talking about how they see endings and how they saw endings with regard to social work interaction. Students themselves tend to worry somewhat as they come to the end of placement. They worry about the future for themselves. They worry about possible despair at the lack of resources that they've encountered. They worry maybe about not being able to recognise boundaries. And finally, I think they worry about how they will sustain their progress that they've made on placement. And so these are all really important areas for the practice teacher and the tutor to look at with the student as they come towards the end of placement. This is the final book in the series, Social Work Placement, New Approaches, New Thinking. I hope that all of the books or some of the books have been of value to you. And I thank you for taking the time to have this experience of the spoken word and the seen word within this book on social work placement. Thank you.